dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hands free and scores. Ryan Madesh finds it. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lyes back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's going to count. Back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Flip it for Bo Hunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores! What's going on, Lacrosse fans? Welcome back inside the Ladner Leisure Center. Getting set for the nightcapper and the final game of the round robin here on day number 5. It's Jake Elliott, Santino Farrow with you as you have a look at the odds courtesy of Coolbet, your premier sportsbook for lacrosse odds and proud sponsors of the Prezi. As Ladner, Tino, coming in a heavy favorite here. Minus 435 on the money line and 3.5 goals. The spread total set at 17.5. What do you like?
Well, I mean, we have the benefit of seeing some lineups here in front of us.
We do.
And, I like Ladner in this one. Based on some of the results that we've seen, I'm kind of leaning, I guess, a little bit towards the over in this one. We are Daymoods out of the lineup here for Snake Island. They're already locked into their position heading towards tomorrow, as is Ladner, but both teams trying to head towards the semis on the right foot. I think we're going to see some goals in this one.
Fair enough. Teams just entering the playing surface as the Pioneers will wear their blacks here tonight. Muskies will be in the white. As the finish line is now in sight. Final game of the round robin. 4-1 Ladner with a win here tonight will claim first place. And we'll sort out the rest after that. As we've seen back-to-back ties in the last two contests, both Edmonton and Allegheny picking up a single. So right now the Miners and Arrows both with 9 points. Ladner was sitting on 8, Snake Island with 6. So the best they can do is 8. But Ladner has the head-to-head matchup, so they will finish 4th. Ladner with a win will get to 10 points. They will finish first. And if not, then it will be Allegheny and Edmonton, as Allegheny had the head-to-head matchup over the Miners. Take a break for the Haudenosaunee song and Canadian anthem. The opening face-off here on BC Sports TV is up next. Absolutely crushed my all-time favorite song right there. Hammer the over on the time length, but I'm with it. As it's time to play some lacrosse here from the Ladner Leisure Center. Day 5, Game 4, final game of the round robin. The 4 teams are set for the playoffs, but seedings are still in question. Jake Elliott, Santino Farrow, BC Sports TV, Georgie Parra, and Mohawk Lacrosse. Touch a piece of history, the finest in handcrafted wooden lacrosse sticks. Mitchell Brothers, Mohawk.net. Muskies and Pioneers to wrap up the round robin. Muskies 3-2, Pioneers 4-1. Christian Del Bianco will get the start here for Ladner. And it's Keegan Thomas who will suit up for the Muskies tonight as Nick Damout gets the night off. Teams are at center and set to go. Below the whistle, let's play some Dewa Alado and Sego Ziwaguego to all the folks on Mohawk territory staying up late for this one. Ladner with the first possession. And Spencer Bromley will work with Mitch Jones on this first set. Here's Tyler Pace, the leader in scoring of the President's Cup. 26 points for T-Pace through 5 games. And here he is, down to Bromley with 5 on the shot clock. In front for James, right over the shoulder. And an early stop for Thomas as he'll find the loose ball at the top of his crease.
Yeah, I had a chance to have a conversation with Tyler Pace earlier today and just asked him how he was feeling, and he said, it feels like I've played 5 games in not that many days. So kind of the theme here in the tournament, everybody bruised up here a little bit and trying to battle through everything they can.
Now here's 6 games in 5 days now for both these teams as the Muskies play their second of the day, the last team to do so. As Cody Adamson will have a look to the goal, but nothing there. As your referees here tonight, Lane Hartung, Mark Smith, and Nate Chason. Jason Serotuck is the standby tonight. Here's the big boy, Ryan Keith, the captain. Back door. And denied on the doorstep there was Yingling. As the Muskies will pick it up. And they will move up floor here for their first offensive possession as another great crowd on hand here at the Leisure Center for a Pioneers game to round out the evening. Shot on the run for Bushi, who is up to 20 points in the President's Cup, including 13 goals. As your scratches this evening, Zachary Boychuk, Dylan Lacroix, Jake Carey, Ryan Benesh, Owen Barker, Patrick Zabo, and Hayden Dixon. As Mitch Jones looked top corner. And Ichioni with the loose ball, and this kid can run. 3-on-3 coming in as Joe Hall a slow trail. As he had a pair of goals this morning in a convincing win over Standing Buffalo.
Was saving those goals for today.
Winter Rivera will be off to Ohio State. The Ohio State Tino. There's only one, but they like that V in front of that. Here's Rivera, and he lost the handle at the last second. As out here for the Muskies this evening, Cam Ichioni, Miles Jacobs, Vaughn Harris, Skylar Thomas, and Ty Thompson. So a little firepower up front will get the night off as it looks like Delbienko needs a backup goal stick. I wonder if that is made by Mitchell Brothers Mohawk Lacrosse.
Likely, yes, and a beautiful stick check on that last play. Nathan Henare just stripping Winter Rivera as he was going towards the crease just before he jumped across. Just a perfectly timed stick check. And now Delbienko, I'm wondering if this is, somebody else's stick. He's getting a quick work into it. But
if I know Christian, he's got to when he's at the ready, and probably just a leather sidewall strap, or maybe the catgut has come loose. I highly doubt the wood has cracked, and he'll probably tune that thing up tonight and get his gamer back in order.
It's something to watch now, those long stretch feeds from Delbienko.
Telling you, it'll be dialed. Pace, Jones, good save, Thomas.
Speaking of dialed.
Yeah, he's got a nice wooden goal stick right there. I like the monster mesh pocket. Spaced out nicely. Here's Joe Hall. Old Snake Eyes in the last dance for the Muskies captain. So he says. Said that last year and probably the year before that, and maybe even the year before that. It's my last one, he says, Jumbo. I'm done. And then once again, Joe Hall back in the President's Cup.
And Bushi playing with a little edge there as he throws the body just before heading off for a change. He's a little battered and bruised after the game this morning as well.
Jones, Keith, back to Mitch Jones, 10 on the shot clock. Into the middle, feed low for brother Jason, but the pass deflected. And now hit behind the play as Mitch Jones identified, and he's on the walk to the penalty box.
See if we caught this one on the camera as Mitch Jones right before it came out of frame there. He got a little extra whack into the helmet. And chaos, I mean, potentially on tap here based on the results of the last game. Allegheny Arrows tying the Victoria Shamrocks 8-8. So first place up for grabs here for the Ladner Pioneers, depending on how this one shapes up.
There's Sam Firth, who's up to 15 points after a big game against Standing Buffalo this morning. As we'll watch the power play go to work. Rivera, Firth, the high drive off the shoulder of Del Bianco. The loose ball to Nare, who was checked quickly. And the Muskies will steal it right back. Hops with a little power play time. He'll make a change now as Boucher will throw his mitt back on and play the right shooter. There's Rice at the point now. Boucher, skip feet. Firth takes, and Del Bianco. Well, let's stop there as he'll make his first throw, and he might be right, Tino. That one sailed a little bit for the Pioneer goaltender.
I don't want to say credit to me, but...
Well, I think you just did. 55 seconds left in the power play. Rice from the point again. Here's Rivera. Backs away. Rice down to the corner, and Del Bianco across in time. And now Ladner will get a clear and be able to chew off some significant time here.
Yeah, and I've been really curious about, the start to this game from the Ladner perspective. They narrowly beat Victoria in their game last night, and I mean, credit to Victoria, but that was a game from the Pioneers' perspective that I don't think they're very pleased with. And this one, the last in the round robin efforts, I've been really curious to see what they look like and what kind of jump they start with.
Well, when you come into a game expecting to win, you can find yourself in trouble at the President's Cup. You got to put the work in. And now, across the way, Sam Clare taking a penalty in the defensive zone as the ball was still back with the Muskies. And it's a two-man advantage here for 10 seconds for Snake Island.
Yeah, just an unnecessary call. Of course, you want to set the tone here in front of your home crowd, but just unnecessary there from Clare.
Oh, Del Bianco, post to post. Here's Jones out of the penalty box. The lead feed comes. Mitch Jones off the crossbar.
Numbers.
Back the other way is Firth. Down to the crease. Return pass. Del Bianco, another stop.
Oh, look out here behind the play as Firth got a big punch in there on Patrick Corbett.
They're both going to go. Serve some time here. So it'll be a 4-on-3 now for the Muskies, but I believe Ladner possession.
I think Firth is saying, you can see him holding up the number 3 there. He's saying he got me 3 times. Obviously disagrees with the official. He thinks that, Corbett should be the only guy going to the box, but a little game management here from the officials who go to have a discussion with the Ladner bench for a moment. And Ray getting a rough ride ahead of the play here as well.
Armstrong into him. Ray will pop open for the pass. He'll hit Jones on the cut. And Thomas off to a good start here for the Muskies with another stop.
A lot of room available on the floor right now. 4-on-3 for the next minute and 15 or so. And might see some one-on-one drives here show up.
Game past the 6-minute mark here, waiting its first goal. Joe Hall will have a look towards net. Rice, Boucher dragging right in. Boucher on the pick and pop there is... Got a little seal and tried to go over the shoulder. Del Bianco would have none of that.
Yeah, this one's got some feeling to it. There's an extra shot from Boucher afterwards, who gave one a couple of shifts ago. This time he gets the extra shot into the boards.
Well, this very well could be a rematch come semifinal Friday tomorrow. So you're going to get a good scout on the team. You might want to soften them up a little bit. Mind you, there'll be a couple of different lineups come tomorrow night, as all the big guns will be on deck at the ready. 15 seconds to go in the penalty time to Clare. 40 to go in the offsetting minors. Here's Joe Hall stepping in, a flipper over his shoulder. As Hops will run it down. He have the red head on his stick, a bounce shot wide, and this one will just bounce out of play. So now, 4-on-4 Lacrosse for 25.
And not a lot of motion there on the power play for the Muskies, and Ryan Keith getting into the action, just barreling his way through to the middle of the floor.
Jones on an inside roll, and they tried to shoot far side. He has clearly been the most aggressive Pioneer offensively so far. Keith knocked down. Now Jones knocked down. Francis into him. Here's Bromley back to Pace. Loading up. A lane to the goal. They blow the whistle. And a pinpoint chance there for Tyler Pace goes by the wayside. And more penalties here. Holding the call on Francis, and I'm not sure why they blew that play down.
There's just so much going on. Bodies falling non-stop there. And, like I said before, there's just some extra edge to this game already here. And
hang on. We're not quite ready, or are we? Yeah, they reset the 30. That'll be a quick 30 right there. Pace at the point. Ray winds it, shoots it, and a hard rocket right off the shoulder of Thomas and out. A souvenir from the President's Cup for that youngster. Fired up. Love to see it. Around the horn it comes. 20 on the shot clock for Jones. 1-2 Pace. Here's Jones to the top. Pace loads. Fired it wide. Here's Jones on a step down, and he did the same.
Yeah, they got the look they wanted, and they're getting that motion. It's that high screen after you're trying to lull the defenders to sleep, and then that one opens up Pace with a lane, but it goes wide. They get a rebound. Jones misses the net.
Now a chance for the Muskies to kill off a 30. As the double team starts to creep ever closer to Winter Rivera, protecting with one hand. Takes a hack and a whack from Hanare. Here comes Travis Irving on his backside. Trying to use the boards as a third defender, but Rivera, those young legs will keep the motor going. Throws one to the corner, and that possession over with 3 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Still some time to work with on the power play, too. Just under a minute remaining, but got to take care of the ball here. It looks a little sloppy on both ends. Not really dialing in the shots, at least not yet. Mitch Jones has hit a post here as well, but got to bear down against a tired team.
Sporting his Philadelphia Wings gloves for this first period. Jones, Ray, shoots. Loves that top right corner. Not this time, says Thomas. Ball kicked loose, and a nice handle from Yingling.
And a great box out from Ray to create that space.
Pace back to the point. Ray again, skip feed. Bromley backdoor. Yingling spiked it wide and out of play.
Oh, great ball movement, though, from the power play. A heads-up play from Bromley. A lot of people would have just blindly fired that. He has the wherewithal to throw it across to the other side.
And look out here, far side is Jensen. And now Rice comes over as he's into Firth with cross checks right in front of the official. As they continue to watch that battle. Jensen gives him another, and he's going to go. Or is it Rittinger? It's not Jensen. I think Rice as well. Media timeout, Tino.
Wow. This one's got some feeling.
You just never know, man, like what the temperature is going to be when you come into a game, but it usually gets dictated pretty early, and then it continues on through the night. We've seen a couple of patty cake games with, not a lot of penalties, no hitters, just kind of slow back and forth, and then, one game to the next, you get two teams that look like they want to murder each other. Delbianco play a little wall ball here during the intermission, Tino, to try and dial that goal stick in.
Remember when I mentioned it earlier?
Stop.
We should make sure we get this in right off the bat here as well. If no pressure, but if anybody feels so inclined, our boss man has thrown a little tip jar function onto the BC Sports TV website, bcsports.tv. There is you know, if you feel like you'd like to. Apparently, we already got somebody deposit.
Yes, big thank you goes out to Dave Bruce Bush, who gave us a nice little compliment and dropped a little something into the kitty. We'll have a graphic for you, but if you want to go to the BC Sports YouTube page where you are watching, you'll see a QR code with a PayPal symbol on it, and if you're so inclined, feel like tipping the crew, Georgie, Tino, Teddy, myself, feel free.
BCSports.tv.
Thank you very much. All right, so offsetting minors here to Rice and Rittinger. Oh, Bushi took one high, real high. And it looks to be okay, but here comes another Muskie power play.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw Chris Bushi start to get some rest towards the end of their first game this morning as Haneri shares some words for him as he goes towards the box. Not sure if that was an apology or some extra words.
Yeah, I mean, Hanare plays on the edge. He plays hard almost every single shift, but I don't think he's out there looking to maim anybody either. And
definitely.
Probably just gave Bushi a my bad man, but he's not going to lose any sleep over it, that's for sure.
And no Von Harris in the lineup. I thought there would be no Chris Bushi here this evening, but obviously I was wrong and, you know, gets a rough ride early ahead of a big day tomorrow.
He'll be fine. As Ladner comes up with a stop, Irving and Hall will hang out in the other end as they'll play 2-on. You don't see this very often. 2-on-3 in the offensive zone. I mean, if they can draw this second man high, then move that ball quickly and just let Yingling go one-on-one with Francis. Should be the strategy. Doesn't look like it is. Kozak will run out of time.
Oh, and I thought that he was going to get an extra shot. Tyler Armstrong was marching towards him. But I like the speed a lot of Keegan Kozak. And in a one-on-two matchup, that's a tough one to go up against. But, you know, if there's anybody with the foot speed, Keegan Kozak is one of those guys to open up.
Just over 8 to go here in the first. Shots are dead even, 8-8. We are scoreless in Ladner. There's Joe Hall. Pass picked off by Danny McDermott, but a back-in call. As McDermott had a goal last night. There's a whipper there from Firth, pegged McDermott in the shoulder. And now our offsetting minors are over. So it's a 5-on-4, excuse me. Yeah, 5-on-4. Joe Hall faking, taking, and Del Bianco stopping.
Heavy on his stick as he took the step out. That's a good save from Del Bianco. Getting settled in with that new twig.
Looking pretty good. Now that new stick, Tino.
Looking pretty good. Credit to you.
Yeah. Bromley with 10 seconds left to kill off in the penalty time to Hanare. The New Zealand international. James Ray from 50 out. Bounces one off of Thomas, but a smart shot there from Ray, who I think sure he had enough arc on it to give up a juicy rebound. Yeah, and it goes out of play.
High bouncer that's on the up as it goes into the chest protector, and just nothing the goaltender can do but just automatically angle it out of play.
Pace finds Bromley. He's got rim, a little tuck. Draws a double. Jones, penalty call coming here to Snake Island. James Ray wide open. And Thomas and Ray a little frustrated with himself.
Yeah, huge opportunity there to open the scoring. Still 0-0 with 6:41 remaining here in the period, but that was the cleanest look that James Ray has gotten in this game. I mean, honestly, it might have been the cleanest look he's seen all tournament with the amount of space that opened up. Just a little confusion from the defenders. And
well, what was it last night, Tino? 5-4? Over the Shamrocks of Victoria last night?
Yeah, that was a fast-moving game.
Yeah, coming off a game where they put up 16 against Allegheny. You know, for Ladner, 16, 6, 12, 16, and then 5. You know they want to have all cylinders firing heading into their semifinal meeting, no matter who it's against. Pace shoots. Good save for Thomas. Tell you this, Keegan Thomas plays some goal.
Yep, he's had a good showing here.
Blake Kobe Johnson is back up tonight. As the Muskies force a turnover here, but Jones on the forecheck. Armstrong uses the free hand to clear some space. Double teamed along the wall. Jones goes down. Ball is played loose. And now far side here with Rice. And a good stick check from Davidson. And the Pioneers will get it back with 45 seconds left in the man advantage.
And Jones was just kind of floating near the center line that entire time, waiting for a quick break into the offensive zone. He's already there as the reinforcements join him.
Pace, Ray, Jones, Yingling, Bromley. High drive from Jones, easily handled by Thomas. Back the other way we go. It's Nate Woods, feet in front. Here's the chance, and Del Bianco down on a knee, covered up. And they might leave Ladner with one more opportunity here on the power play. Under 5 we go.
These goaltenders are stealing the show here early.
14-11 your shots now for the Pioneers. In a penalty-filled opening 20. Pace to Kozak. Tyler Pace, Kozak, right in, doesn't shoot. Here's Ray, sub shot. Thomas in front of the goal line. Flexes a knee down and makes the save.
Yeah, just a strong positional save. He takes up a lot of net, and when he drops down, there's not really many holes available to be able to go underneath, so that's a relatively easy save for him, going down to one knee.
Boucher trying to draw a call. Referee did not bite. Rivera up top for Rice, and now Joe Hall. Feet in front to a cutting Boucher. Pass was behind him. Rittinger couldn't claim it. Hall tried to one-hand it, and now it's Rittinger on the fly here, and he'll peel back. Well, the former junior Adnak, former senior Thunder, Keegan Rittinger. Jones, flip it. Bromley, 10 on the clock. Ray drives, shovels. There's Jason Jones, but he can't beat Thomas.
Man, oh man, is he moving well.
Good anticipation. And the rebound control has been good, and maybe that's the first mistake from Thomas right there. And now a penalty behind the play once again. This time it'll be Firth, who is some kind of frustrated. And Hanare comes over and says, "You got a problem? I'll solve it for you." But Firth will serve 2 minutes or less in the penalty box prior to that.
And it's just off of the screen, right at the top. You could just sort of see it starting as Firth went towards the change box. And I don't believe the fact that it was in the change box is going to play a factor here. It looks like it's just a 2-minute call.
Yeah, just outside it. Thankfully, as the official over at the Muskies bench here. And back underway we go with 3:25 in the first. Another power play in this game, this time for Ladner. Jones at the point. Kozak will serve it to him. Pace, fake it. Jones right back to him. Here's Mitch Jones. Down to the crease. Oh, Ray. Had it, and then lost his stick. A long feed up will be intercepted by Claire. And a quick turnover there on Snake Island. So back on comes the usual suspects. This time Keith will replace Ray. Mitch Jones, Tyler Pace, back and forth it goes. Jones steps in, and another good stop for Thomas, who tracked it well to the far corner. Now an interference call. As Pace doubled over and will be slow to get up.
Yeah, the bodies are hurting on day 5.
As I think we may have a jersey change for somebody down there, Tino. I do not have 22 on my roster. Do you?
Nor do I.
We'll straighten that away for you. Might be Nate Woods. Might not be, though.
Just playing both sides there.
Icione passed behind him. Two minutes to go here in the first. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Mitch Jones over the shoulder for Brumley. And that reaching shot missed by about 8 inches. Ray along the wall, gets a pass free, takes a chop by Briar Jonathan. And a shot clock violation. All right, we got a tip, Tino.
I know exactly who that is.
Oh. Well, thank you to Nicholas Arthur, regardless. Buddy of yours?
Yeah, won a couple senior C ships with him.
Oh, okay.
You know, former junior teammate.
Not a 4-time champion like yourself?
3-time, I think, from him.
Boshi denied intake.
He abandoned us to go move to the lost city of Atlantis for a few years.
Pardon me?
Yeah, I said what I said. He'll understand.
I'm not sure what you said. I'm really not sure. All right. Final minute. As I'm working double duty here, trying to figure out who's wearing jersey number 22 for Snake Island.
Do you need 5?
If you want to, no, I'm good. I don't want to upset Donnie. But if you know, let me know at PXP for Sports. As I'm sure I'll figure it out in the intermission, which is only 37 seconds away. Firth will scoop up at center. 17-11 your shots, Ladner, but we are scoreless here in period 1. Joe Hall. Rice. Here's Hops. We'll play offense here tonight with no Von Harris. This is Winter Rivera. Penalty call coming to the Pioneers. Knee stop for Del Bianco and touched up by Hanare.
Oh.
As he goes over the shoulder for absolutely no reason.
Pretty good distance on it,
Well,
though.
sure, but I think you might get a delay of game, too. Unsportsmanlike, I think, coming from the Ladner bench, or maybe Mitch Jones, in fact.
I think it's Mitch Jones making the march.
And I'm sure the message from Jones was not delivered politically correct, but I bet you if I know Jones like I think I do, he's saying, can we not just play some lacrosse here without a penalty every 30 seconds? But with that being said, the players are responsible for the ones taking the penalties. I mean, you should have a pretty good idea of what's going to be called and not called by this point of the period. And they're calling it pretty tight. So we'll make the adjustment. Chance late. And what do we got here? Ball thrown down the floor, and that's how period 1 will come to an end. Feisty, opening 20 from the Leisure Center. But scoreless between the Muskies and Pioneers. 17-12 your shots on goal, Ladner, who will start the second period 2 men short. As we round out day 5 and the round robin portion of the President's Cup here on BC Sports TV. 10-minute break. We're back to Ladner after that.
Know your limits. CoolBet helps you control your gaming experience. Stay cool. Bet responsibly.
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's going to go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Manesh. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Gonna tie the game to get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans. Muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again! Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores! Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's gonna count. Back. Spins underneath again, spins one more time for good measure, gets a shot off and scores!
Flip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway, scores!
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
Embrace the unexpected. Cool Bet.
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Manesh finds it. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Gonna tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it! Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans. Muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again! Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores! Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's gonna count. Back. Spins underneath again, spins one more time for good measure, gets a shot off and scores.
Flip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway, scores!
Know your limits. Cool Bet helps you control your gaming experience. Stay cool. Bet responsibly.
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Manesh finds it. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Gonna tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it! Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans. Muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again! Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores! Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's gonna count. Back. Spins underneath again, spins one more time for good measure, gets a shot off and scores!
Flip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway, scores!
Know your limits. CoolBet helps you control your gaming experience. Stay cool. Bet responsibly.
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Madesh. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Gonna tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with the opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's gonna count. Goes back, spins underneath again, spins one more time for good measure, gets a shot off and scores.
Flip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway, scores!
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
Embrace the unexpected. CoolBet.
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Madesh. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Gonna tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's gonna count. Goes back, spins underneath again, spins one more time for good measure, gets a shot off and scores.
Evans for Bowhunter live inside the Leisure Center of Ladner. Set for period 2. Jake Elliott, Santino Farah, Mohawk Lacrosse. Hey, listen, Muskies fans and Muskie raffle ticket holders. Galiwade Mitchell of Mitchell Brothers Lacrosse just making me aware that he wants to do the live raffle for the Black Mohawk player and goal stick live on the air here tonight. So I'm assuming we'll do that in period number 3. I got to get the winning ticket or draw the winning ticket, but suspense building. 0-0, below the Westland Space in Lacrosse. We're underway here in period number 2. 0-0. Number 0 and goal for Ladner. As they start the period, a 2-man short. and for an extended period of time. Tyler Pace on a little sidestep shuffle. And he'll shoot a weak one as Thomas falls backwards into his net, making that stop.
Don't think he was expecting a shot from there at that time. Heads up play by Pace to throw it on target, though.
Update. Bomberry is wearing number 15. He was wearing 22. I don't know why he put 22 on. Should never have put 22 on. He's back in 15. And there he is, right there. Going over and back.
Wouldn't have done that if you were still wearing 22.
And then on the back of Hanare. And just as we saw in period number 1, penalty galore. And now another. This time Brian Rice off to the box for the Muskies.
And there was a pretty animated conversation going on right at the end of the first period between the officials and I believe it was the Snake Island bench and you know, some pleasantries being exchanged, not necessarily I guess between the officials and the Snake Island bench, but more so the officials saying, all right, I've heard enough. Go towards your dressing room. So there's a lot of feeling in this game, and it's about to get ramped up even more tomorrow ahead of towards the semifinals.
4:30, 7:30 for the two semifinal games as Travis Irving disappears down the Ladner tunnel. As a post up inside for James Ray. Comes up with the loose ball off the glass and has two Muskies closing in. Shot clock down to 8. And the strip finally happens courtesy of Adam Bomberry. Little typo on your roster there too, Tino. I don't know if
I want to. Everything that I took was directly off of the website.
Okay, it's not Abby Bomberry. Adam.
Directly off the website.
Firth denied. Rivera overran it. Hall, here comes two Pioneers out of the penalty box. Backhand feed. One more. Does that count? Yes. Bushi with an emphatic celebration after that opening diving goal right there.
And that's a huge goal. That's a tough goal for Chris Bushi because Delbs gets there. You know, he was across on the first one down to Firth. Firth sends it back over to the other side, and Del Bianco gets across. So the patience here of Bushi to, tiptoe the crease, wait for Del Bianco to get across, and then outreach him. Man, oh man.
And on top of that, Centino, it ends up being a shorthanded goal for Bushi as both Pioneers were just released from the penalty box. So now it's a power play for Ladner, who find themselves down 1-0. Jones, shot blocked. Francis with the Tupperware stick for the short man. Here's Iccioni breaking in, and Del Bianco. A confident stop in front of that one.
And a good save after allowing a goal, too. Always such an important shift. And now Ladner can try to right their wrongs here on the man advantage. They had some chances in the first, but unsuccessful to this point.
The NLL champion, two-time Minto Cup champion, Christian Del Bianco. Jones, also a Minto champ with the Orangeville Northmen. 2009, I want to say, Tino. Man Cup champ as well. Here's Iccioni with another chance. Right to the goal. And Del Bianco reaching behind him, has it underneath.
And the speed of Iccioni on display twice on this penalty kill. And the latest one right there, he is off to the races in a hurry. I don't think anybody's catching him when he's full speed.
There's Keith. Drops off Jones. Right back to the captain. Inside feed was knocked down. Rice on defense. Keith into a double. We're back to 5-on-5 as the Ladner Pioneers yet to score. Now maybe a chance in behind everybody. Oh, and a nice interception by Davidson, who just took one right across the chops from Rice. So the Pioneers will get another power play here should they fail to score on the 6-on-5. They have ample time to work with, 13 on the shot clock. 3 lefts, 3 rights out there. Little 2-2-2 formation. Here's Kozak. Jones shoots, and Thomas, an easy stick stop as the whistle goes.
And it's just unnecessary. Like this penalty, of course, penalties are going to happen into a game here, but I have to imagine the message for both of these teams in their respective locker rooms at the intermission was, guys, let's stay out of the box here. We've kind of set the tone. We've established, nobody's going to back down. We're both physical teams here, but you don't want to take dumb penalties. And to me, that's just an unnecessary one behind the play on the way to the bench, and you put a lethal power play back in an opportunity to take advantage.
See what they can do on this one. Tyler Pace, flip it over his shoulder. Ray, right back to him. Here's James Ray again. He'll go into the middle, set the pick as Jones lets the shot fly. And it'll bounce here for Yingling, who moves to the top. Jones rips a pass across the zone. This will get away from everybody, and back across center it'll come. Scooped on the fly here for Hobbs. He's got a lane to the goal, short-handed, and didn't get a great shot off. As a little discussion via the X feed here, Tino, discussing who has the best jersey at the President's Cup. I like this query here from Kyle Curtis. We'll give that some thought and let you know. Let us know who you think, as Ryan Keefe can't find the 7-hole past Thomas, who has yet to let one by him 25 minutes into this game.
And I think if Ryan Keith just takes one extra step over, help create that extra angle for him, maybe a different result there, but he just stops even just half a step too soon and kind of runs out of room before he can reach.
Also a thank you to Eric Francis for letting me know about Adam Bomberry, as Bushi went looking for his second on the dive through the crease, but a tippy toe on the white line will negate that. PXP for Sports at Ferentino. And don't forget about that tip jar on BC Sports TV. It's filling up a little bit, Tino. Thank you for the support here at President's Cup Lax. Pace feeds off. Yingling. Oh, he had him going the wrong way. But Thomas able to get a toe on it. Just 10 seconds to go on the power play now. Too many men on Ladner now. Oh, did they get caught? No, they did not. Lucky right there.
Oh, and Jason Jones is shaken up. He went down on that play and now limping back to the bench. And looks like he's going to go down the tunnel.
He's going to hang out in the tunnel, I think, and try and flex out that leg. As the Muskies offense goes to work here with Sanford. Feet inside, and Rice right on the top of the paint there. Couldn't get it past Delbianco.
Out of the box, right into the middle of the floor.
There's a good ball for Delbianco across center for James Ray. Shots now 20-17 as we're across 6:15 here to go. In the second, 13:40 now. And 12 on the shot clock for Mitch Jones. Shoots it off the inside of the post. And a friendly bounce here for the Muskies. A little hesitation. Oh, had room on the short side there, did Kyler Johnson. But this game will remain 1-0 Snake Island.
And that's kind of a lucky break for Ladner, in my opinion. So slow to change there. It looked like nobody really turned to go back to the bench.
Tyler Pace. Mitch Jones. Is there another penalty? Yes, there is. Oh, Yingling looked like he had a lane to the goal. Here's Bromley. And another save for Thomas. But another power play for Ladner.
And somehow still just a 1-0 game. I said it at the end of the first. The goaltenders have stolen the show so far, but Keegan Thomas has been unbelievable. Again, one of those positional goaltenders where it's not really necessary to make the big flashy saves, but he's getting across in time and plays so well in the crease, takes up so much of the net. It's tough to beat him when he's seeing the ball as well as he is.
How many opportunities do they need for this potent power play unit for Ladner? That shot from Pace partially deflected by Jonathan. As he'll stride across center. And out comes Firth. You okay?
Maybe you need a lozenge.
All right, I got one here for you if you need it. I got multiple packs, Tino, for the President's Cup. Chris Bushi, shorthanded. Here comes the chance, and Del Bianco.
Oh,
A scarecrow stop there as both Rittinger, it was Irving, excuse me, and Bushi went down very awkwardly along the end wall. And that's the last thing Snake Island wants to do is lose their top gunner and Bushi before the semifinals.
and Delbs goes to check on him as well. It was an unintentional collision. It was just two bodies that kind of tripped up at the same time. Bushi gets the worst end of it as he falls right before he hits the boards. Just an awkward landing. But, I mean, it's obviously still a lot of lacrosse available to play here. But if this does end up as a Ladner loss, they're going to look back to the abundance of power plays that they've had. And, being unsuccessful early.
If you took the under in this one, you're feeling pretty good right now. Tyler Pace, James Ray with a drop. Ball loose. A diving effort for Ray, but it's Ichione with it on the back pedal. He'll send it up floor. Tough handle here for Woods. Does well, finds a man in front, and Rivera, and he fired it wide. We got a couple of votes for Standing Buffalo, a couple of votes for the Muskies, the Shamrock Blacks. Tino, what's caught your fancy here this week?
Ooh,
Ray off the crossbar.
I really like the Allegheny jerseys. I'm a sucker for the blue.
All right.
Sneakily, these Ladner All Blacks are
Tight.
clean.
Yeah. Pace, Jones shoots off the elbow this time of Thomas. I think I'm a Shamrock Black jersey guy. I just think that color scheme, that logo, Georgie Parra agrees, Tino. I love the Muskies, love the Standing Buffaloes, but I think the Shamrock Blacks, if I had to pick one, might be it for me. Nice popping white numbers off the black jersey. And speaking of, the seal is finally broken from Mitchell Jones, who ties the game at 1. And finally, Piebald cashes in on the power play.
Yeah, and we'll see where this one goes past Thomas. One of the more surprising shots, I would say, of the ones we've seen in this game from Mitch Jones to beat the Muskies netminder. So we've seen some, bullets from distance go off the post or, into a shoulder. I think that one might have just caught the goaltender a little bit by surprise, and it goes through him. But finally, Ladner on the board here, and we'll see if that will settle in their offense.
A nice face-off from Cody Adamson, who will do the work in the small circle tonight for Ladner with no Zabo. And now we got bodies tangled up in behind the play. Jason Jones and Francis back into it, and Francis and Jones are going to go.
Just a wrestling match at this point.
Where's Francis going to get his Woody before he goes to the penalty box?
Knows he might have to go out for a defensive shift. And Jones pleading his case. I just got to say quickly, the Shamrock jerseys, I love those Shamrock jerseys. However, I'm such a sucker for just the original, the classic greens. I love that original logo. I think these black ones are like a cool third jersey in my opinion, but the original Shamrocks jersey, in my opinion, it's tough to beat.
Hard to take an opinion from a Berard seriously tonight. Back underway we go here as we approach the midway mark of this contest. In a 1-1 tie now. Needless to say, a low-scoring affair. Winter Rivera off the shoulder of Del Bianco. A lead feed. Jensen with 1 to beat. Here comes Bromley steaming off the Pioneer bench. And now we're going to get another penalty, this time to Magnan. Man, oh man, oh man. It has just been a parade to the penalty box. Water break here in the second.
I wonder if Coolbet had any odds for over-under on penalty minutes.
If you had the over in that, you're pretty happy right now because it is. We've seen enough penalty minutes here for 2 games.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit shocked, if I'm being honest, about the extra bit of intensity in this game between these two teams. And it seems like it kind of started right off the bat. You know, both teams, of course, like they're locked into the semifinals going into tomorrow. And I was kind of anticipating a game where, of course, like nobody's taking a night off necessarily, but I was more so anticipating a game where the health of both these teams is kind of at the forefront. And, you know, right off the bat, it kind of came out of nowhere, it seemed like. The chippiness was just going, and we've seen penalty after penalty, and, you know, not even just, you know, a holding penalty here or
high sticks,
slashes. They've been, you know, pretty fierce penalties, I'll say.
Hard penalties, yeah. Well, you know what you sign up for when you come to play at the President's Cup. This is nothing new. And the two-time champions have been through the ringer on more than one occasion. As a lead feed here is on the mark for Hops. That's Zach Hops in 76. And down the far side for Bushi. Back it comes to Firth, as it is 4-on-3 Pioneers right now. And that'll change in about 43 seconds. Oh. Irving into his man with an interference call. As Bushi wants a penalty, he's not going to get it. But the Muskies will get a new 30. Everything to the outside right now. Here's Firth from 38 out. Off the toe of Delbianco and out of play.
And Bushi has had a rough ride in this game. He's the one who drew that interference call a moment ago. Again, a hit towards or close to the head, if not on.
Irving, the safety valve in the middle. Offsetting Miners ticking down. Francis and Jones about to be released. Penalty now over. Shot clock down to 5. Firth from well out again. As the ball ends up in the crease of Delbianco.
And Henare just got Rice in the head. I think he thinks that Rice got him in the head as he went through. And
20 seconds to operate here on the power play as we approach 8 minutes to go in the second. James Ray up to Jones. Shoots. Easy stop for Thomas. Took it right in the Muskie logo. And now outlets picked up by Yingling. Shoots it. Big rebound. Bromley can't beat Thomas.
Wow.
How about it from Keegan Thomas? Doing his best Delbianco impersonation. Bushi. And now Corbett. Pioneers off the bench with Jones. It's Corbett. Now Jones taken down. Gets up looking for a call. Nothing coming. Feet in front. Oh, Jones from primetime real estate. Missed that one. 5 on the shot clock for pace. Darts low. Bad angle shot off the shoulder of Thomas. Reset the shot clock. No. Where's the reset there?
Was it that? To me, it looked like it was wide. Was that?
Well, maybe you're standing up and don't have the net in front of your face. Here comes Joe Hall. He'll roll low. McDermott into him. Still Hall with it. Finds Bushi across the top, wrong side of the floor. Takes it in behind the goal. Bushi stops up there. Forced out, wrong side. Bushi on a wraparound, and Delbianco, no trouble. Here's Henare breaking away, and sticks a swinging again. Irving going to go for a high stick. No, it's Rittinger once again. There is so much going on in the floor. I mean, you could pretty much call a possession or a penalty on every possession.
Yeah, this feels like one of the ones where the score sheet is, they're probably going to have to use the back of the page to be able to fit everything on. And we're not talking about goals. We're not talking about assists. It is strictly the penalty column.
Be nice just to play some 5-on-5.
I think we've seen more power play time than we have.
Oh, certainly we have. No question about that. Firth. Oh, Irving just took one high from Bomberry. And that's going to draw a call. Bomberry got right up under the chin of Irving. It was on an outlet pass and felt the brunt of that. So now, a delayed call on here to the Muskies. Jason Jones, stopped by Thomas. And more jousting after the whistle.
Let's see if we got this one in time. Right there.
Whew.
Yeah, and I think Bomberry saying, you know, I'm this much taller than him, but you got to be in control of your stick, and you know this feels like it's right on the verge of getting out of hand here, and the officials, you know, they're doing the best they can, but man, this could get ugly.
Here's Tyler Pace working with James Ray. Into the middle he comes, stops up. Ray to the front of the goal. Still Pace trying to create. Bromley on a pop out. And Thomas a stick stop. Achione will go for a run. I mean, the Pioneer power play percentage, Tino, probably about 10% right now. And I don't think the Muskies are any better.
It's like I said before, if this ends up as a Pioneer loss, they know exactly what they can look to, right? It's penalties and lack of capitalizing.
Well, I think the Muskies would say the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Both teams are just a goal here through 35 minutes of this game. Ball's your friend, Joe. There you go. And now a piece of equipment swept to the corner as Del Bianco makes another stop. What was that? Some sort of neoprene sleeve or something. I don't know. Here's Yingling. He's got a little room to step in. 33 seconds to go on a abbreviated Pioneer power play now. Jones, Pace, Ray into the middle. Here's Jason Jones. Tried to feed across. It bounces off of feet. They reset the 30 inadvertently. Jones will shoot it. And Thomas will stop it.
Yeah, smart shot by Jones. Knew the shot clock was being counted down manually on his wrong side. Just goes for a rebound out to the other side.
Now time down to 2 seconds here. Muskies back to even strength now. As Bomberry going to play a little seagull. And they'll work it down low here as Bomberry stands at center. Jones with the shot. A big arcing ball out near Bomberry now. He'll snatch it there. Pace is back. Here comes Hanari. And Adamson will close off on the far side. Now Firth with 3.5 to go in the second in this 1-1 game.
And Pace stuck on defense.
He's parked in the middle. He'll pick up on Jake Rice as he communicates through that screen and knocked that ball in the air and comes down with the loose. He's got bodies up the floor. Rittinger dropped an easy one as he was about to have a breakaway. And now the Muskies might have numbers. Bushi, Rivera, Firth, and Del Bianco with a shoulder stop.
And he's been busy in his crease, not just with saves, but with bodies going his way too. Firth goes into his lower body looking for that high corner.
Now Joe Hall on the run. Backs his man down, spins to the crease. And he's pushed in there by Jensen. Jones for Bromley. Around a screen, passes off. Yingling will settle it down. 14 on the clock, a low feed for Kozak. Now Mitch Jones, pick and roll. Bromley was there, but couldn't bring in the pass. Play will continue. Yingling! with 2:25 to go in the second period. Mark Yingling puts the Pioneers in front 2-1.
Have you ever seen a wraparound from this far out? Mark Yingling rounding the corner. You knew he wanted the shot the entire way. He's loaded up as he's rounding the corner. And Spencer Bromley, maybe unintentionally, providing a little bit of a screen as he's just getting back to his feet and takes away the lower angle. Yingling with that rising subber that we've talked so much about in this tournament, such a tough shot to hit.
Now back the other way quickly as Woods. He was in the crease after another face-off win from Adamson, ended up with Snake Island. Well, crowd, something to cheer about there. Here comes Jones right off the bench. And a moving pick call on the near side on Keith would have negated that goal right there.
I can't believe I'm going to say this with 2 minutes left in the second period and still a period to go. Next goal feels like a big one here, Jake.
That's a fair statement. Hard to come by here in this one. Hall with a backhand feed behind Boucher. Claire a clamp on Boucher who comes up with a loose ball. Hall into him with a pick. This is Rivera dancing on Doucette. He'll shoot. Del Bianco a glove stop. Doucette the loose ball. As we tick down to $1.50 here in the second. A lead feed for Corbett across center. As the Pioneers look to add to their 2-1 lead. You heard correctly. 2-1 here late in period 2. And another penalty coming to Snake Island. Watch the left of your screen. 81 goes low on Jones. What are you complaining about?
Yeah, that feels like...
That's greasy.
I mean, you see sometimes those cross checks on the lower back. That's essentially the same play, but on the front.
Yeah, well, we know what's where and what's what. You know, if you're going to take it, probably better to take it on one side than the other. Rather take one to the posterior than the junk. Just say that.
Yeah, safe bet.
So a late man advantage for Pieball. Bromley behind the goal. Dunk attempt. Clip it for Jones. "15 seconds off the man advantage. And Mitch Jones from behind the cooker makes it 3-1.
And maybe they just needed one, right? Maybe they just needed a little extra confidence to get their offense going. I mean, they have no shortage of firepower. And maybe they just need one on the power play to really get that confidence back. They've had so many looks in this game and have not been able to capitalize. Now they go with the old trusty dunk from behind. And all of a sudden, Mitch Jones with under two to play in the second period, and a little bit of life injected back into this building.
Well, coming down the stretch of period 2 now. As public address, Blake Milton whips this crowd up after that goal from Jones. Now Bromley. Here's Yingling. Here's Kozak. And again, players not done after that goal. As the Muskies are not going to go away quietly in this game.
Yeah, and Ryan Keith is being sent to the box, it looks like, and he's having a discussion the whole way through it. And this was kind of building for a while. Throw the replay up on the screen now that, you know, both teams are starting to be separated here. You might be able to catch a little bit of it going behind the net. So you can see Keith mixing it up behind the net on the replay here. But Keegan Kozak, in the mix of all that, finds the back of the net. And he's a guy who isn't necessarily always going to get the most minutes.
Well, watch this from Jones here as he walks right to Francis's face, and I don't know if you want to wind that back one more time, Tina, but gives him a little poke in the nose, and Francis did not take kindly to that. Just watch at the end of this 31 in the middle of your screen. Here comes Jones across and goes right at Francis, who gives it right back to him. But it's 4-1 Ladner now. But a power play to come for the Muskies late in this period.
Yeah, and the march to the penalty box continues. It looks like I mean, Ryan Keith and Jason Jones, I believe, are the only two in the penalty box right now. I'm not sure if there's somebody from the Muskies in there or if it's just going to be Ladner.
Oh, you did steal a house, didn't you?
I don't think you say steal if you offered it.
That's true. Well, it's not you're not borrowing it because you're not giving it back either.
It was gifted to me.
All right.
Keegan Kozak, very well deserving. He's had a really good tournament.
Maybe his first.
I believe it is his first,
Yeah.
and he's had a lot of really good looks. Guy that uses his speed, has a good shot, which we just saw there. And again, it just takes one, right? And all of a sudden, the life is going with the offense.
Joe Hall just missing. Does well to come down with the loose ball. 15 on the shot clock for Boucher at the point. Time ticking down here in period 2. Hall looking, backpedaling, feet across Rivera. He'll step into one, fires high, rebound. Claire's got it. He'll look to the Ladner bench, a bounce through the middle for Hanare. Oh, the Turf Monster got him. He'll get up. And did Ladner call timeout? Yes, they did. With 7.8 to go, as Hanare just couldn't keep his feet underneath him.
But the stretch pass at the very least found him, and he had it for enough time for Ladner to be able to call a timeout. And now they'll draw up one final play. And an opportunity to extend this lead. You know, this is a 1-1 game, shockingly, until just a few minutes ago. Mark Yingling started to get things going. Mitch Jones, Keegan Kozak with the latest one. So suddenly you find yourself in, I mean, shockingly a commanding position here, which I mean, that feels shocking to say when it's just a 3-goal lead, but with how tough goals have been to come by and with how strong the two goaltenders have been playing, you know, that does feel like a commanding position right now.
Now, Ladner needs another body out on the floor here if they do not have a goaltender in their net. Get out there. Either one. Jones with a late shot. And I don't know what they were doing there. They pulled the goaltender, but then didn't bring on the extra body. And a little confusion at the Ladner bench as Klump and Frelick sorted out. And Matt Beers in the middle of that will just play peacemaker, I think. As your shots on goal after 40 minutes of play, 36-28 Pioneers. A late flurry of goals will have them a 3-goal lead heading in to period 3. But they will start the third and final frame a man down for $1.19. We'll have that final frame for you in 600 seconds from now on BC Sports TV from the President's Cup in Ladner. Sean Lentz with a breakaway, scores!
Know your limits. CoolBet helps you control your gaming experience. Stay cool. Bet responsibly.
We've had great fans. It's really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties, and he scores!
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Madesh. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Gonna tie the game. They get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans Muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again! Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores! Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's gonna count. Goes back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Whip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores!
Know your limits. CoolBet helps you control your gaming experience. Stay cool. Bet responsibly.
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Manesh. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans. Muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's gonna count. Goes back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Whip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores!
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
Embrace the unexpected. CoolBet.
I think if I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Manesh. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lies back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans. Muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back, and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's gonna count. Goes back. Spins underneath again. Spins one more time for good measure. Gets a shot off and scores.
Whip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway. Scores!
Know your limits. Coolbet helps you control your gaming experience. Stay cool. Bet responsibly.
We've had great fans. It's really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
If I remember correctly. And a dunk attempt from behind, and that one's gonna go James Ray. It's a shot from distance, and it's over the goal line. Looking for a lane. It's his hand free and scores. Ryan Madesh finds it. It's like he heard us talk about him. Connor Lyes back into the fray.
Either way, Six Nations ball.
Tie the game, they get the pick and roll, and they find it. Evans getting a rough ride here. Now numbers here for the Sioux. Shatler, Evans with a shot and a goal. Sean Evans muscling through with a shovel shot, and they score again. Six Nations with an opportunity to tie this game as Durston feeds to the middle, gets it back and scores. Numbers ever as Dixon goes on a 2-on-1 over to Shatler, and that's going to count. Back. Spins underneath again, spins one more time for good measure, gets a shot off and scores!
Flip it for Bowhunter. Sean Lentz with a breakaway, scores! Lacrosse fans, we're back inside the Leisure Center of Ladner, British Columbia. And we're just about set for third period action here on BC Sports TV. It's Jake Elliott, Santino Farrow with you in a 4-1 Pioneer lead after 40 minutes, out shooting Snake Island 36-28. But they do start the period a man short as Jason Jones back to the penalty box, I think. Yeah, Ryan Keith in there as well. So I'm not sure what Jones is going for. But Mohawk Lacrosse sponsors period number 3, the best in Hickory. Blow the whistle, let's play some lacrosse. Handcrafted wooden lacrosse sticks for over 25 years. Mitchell Brothers. Accept no substitute. The best. MohawkLacrosse.net.
That's a good tagline.
Thank you. Gonna get those guys on board for Lax class, Tino. We're working on it. Power play here for the Muskies. Joe Hall with a subber, and that one rockets off the end wall right back to Del Bianco and loads up a home run ball. Hanare will run it down, but he's past his shooting angle and will just run for open turf.
And the long bomb from Del Bianco is dialed in as you predicted.
Credit to Del Bianco. Down to 30 seconds left to kill as Ray timed that bounce shot well again. And now Ladner with a chance to kill off the remaining penalty time.
A savvy veteran, the response or the reaction from Keegan Thomas, he's frustrated. So that one goes right back to the Pios.
Hops into Ray with chops, and there's one on the backside that knocked the ball free. Ray will keep the motor running. Into the middle he'll come. Double team comes as well. Shot clock down to 4. Ray from 47 1/4 out. Bounced that one too high.
I actually don't know if I've seen anybody as good at the reset shot in this tournament as James Ray.
Reset shot. It's a skill.
It is a skill.
Winter Rivera possesses some skill. Here's Hops open. And a good loose ball from Corbett, who dodges away from Rice, who's going to take a penalty. 3 on 1. Corbett, Thomas the save. Well, I think we are just destined to have full penalty boxes this entire contest.
And Jake Rice, of course, voicing his displeasure. And why wouldn't we have another power play to start off the third period here, as we've seen throughout the entirety of this game? And Snake Island is, essentially just gifting the opportunities to Ladner time after time here. And, some mistakes to be corrected heading into the semis tomorrow.
Power play goal here would be really tough on the Muskies to try and come back now. There's Tyler Pace with a low drive. Keegan Thomas has done his job here tonight, no question about that. It's the offense that needs to get going for the Muskies. Hot take from my significant other, Tino. Both goaltenders have been great. Yeah.
That is a hot take.
Lukewarm at best. Here's Boucher into a triple. Gets it off to Rivera. Scores! Oh, they're going to wipe it off. And I don't know about that. I do not know about that one. That looked like a good goal for Young Winter.
Oh. And a beautiful move at that. Obviously we can't load up the 30-second clock on the replay there, but I agree with you. That looked like a pretty good one to me and a beautiful move.
Well, crowd back into it here in the third period as we're across 3 minutes in. It's Tyler Pace on the drive. Ball steered into the corner by Thomas and Bromley there for the reset for the Pioneers. Ray, flip it, Pace. Jones looking across. It's Pace back to Jones. Tyler Pace. Hard overhand, too high. Bromley will pick up with 10. Mitch Jones once again. Pace over the shoulder. Ray. And he fired it wide and takes an extra from Briar Jonathan.
Everybody getting their extra whacks in as the play goes the other way. But again, the goaltenders, man, are just absolutely stolen the show since the opening whistle. Between that and the abundance of penalties, that's been the...
Well, I tell you, I'd be real tempted to start Keegan Thomas tomorrow. Not that Daymud has been bad by any means, but Thomas just seems like he is in the zone right now.
Oh, and especially if you're playing Ladner again.
Rivera trying to sneak one through. Corbett lost it. Hops gets it right back, and then a pick from Rivera will draw the whistle. Jones demanding the ball. Doucette will oblige. 5-on-5 lacrosse. How long will this last? Here's James Ray with all sorts of room. Oh, another good shoulder save for Keegan Thomas. Oh, a hard check thrown there by big Casey Swamp. And now Chris Boucher, who can break out at any moment. Hanare waits for him. It's Joe Hall from the point. He'll work inside as another pick, this time called on the possession. Delbianco a lead feed. Davidson brings it in somehow right to the goal. Davidson stripped at the last second by Boucher.
And this just feels like this game is, one hit, one play from, an explosion of emotion happening.
5 gone in the third. We've seen 2 previous ties in the games prior to this, which opens the door for the Pioneers to finish first with a win. Doucette. We'll slow things down. come the Pioneers. Jason Jones, the flip to Bromley. A little tuck and go. And can't get it over the shoulder of Thomas.
And Ray wanted the pass to go behind the net there from Bromley. And it seems like every time Jason Jones steps out onto the turf, there's something happening on his side of the floor. He's going right at, embracing the contact. He wants to go at guys, try to draw penalties. But he watches on now.
Rivera didn't make his way to the top of the crease, and Delbienko had no trouble with that. And now Adamson had a little trouble with that pass. Trying to get confirmation here, Tina, but if Ladner does go on to win this game, we know they finish in the one hole. The Muskies will finish fourth. These two teams will meet again in the semifinal, which means it'll be Edmonton and Allegheny. And for what it's worth, Allegheny will finish second, Edmonton will finish third due to their head-to-head matchup, which was a 7-6 victory for the Arrows. I think I got that right. Here's Adamson open. Thomas keeping his Muskies in it. One could say left on a snake island right there. Jones, feed low, Kozak, no. And then took a heavy shot after that.
Bounces right back up. He'll head off for a well-deserved break here, but he's had a strong couple games in this tournament, finally got onto the score sheet. He's hungry around the front of the net.
Well, I'll tell you, 7-6 game between Edmonton and Allegheny. Anybody's ball game there in the round robin. And if this is any indication what we can see in the semifinal tomorrow, sign me up between these two teams.
Well, this has been by far the most heated environment from what I've seen in the tournament to this point.
I think Ladner, Six Nations might have something to say about that. Jason Jones, just missing. Magnan, took a awkward hit there from Jones, and Magnan felt that. He's doubled over here.
And he's stuck here now.
Jason Jones on an inside roll, tangled up, got the ball to go, but he's in the crease.
A couple of Muskies tangled up with each other as well.
Ball thrown away from Thomas, and you can't give possessions away in the third period, down 3. Especially with 8 minutes gone in it. Mitch Jones back in. He's got himself a lefty checking a lefty here. Easy move to the middle. Kozak! And Keegan Thomas knew where he was going before Kozak did. Pace from the point. Yingling around the corner. Loading. Bouncer off the post. And into the Pioneers bench.
And just while we have a minute here as well, Jumbo, I just want to shout out a couple people that have gone into the tip jar here for us.
Thank you.
Dave Bush, Nick Arthur, Greg Lintz, Brody Laborge, and TomYingling.com.
All right.
Thanks to everybody.
Appreciate it. Keep them coming. BCSports.tv. Appreciate the support as James Ray. Mercy me. Swamp with another hellacious hit. He has got his angry on here for James Ray. I know luck feed gets through to Yingling. Penalty call coming here to the Muskies. Oh, man, Briar Jonathan.
Oh, look out.
It's getting ugly here. Let the pictures speak for itself here, Tino.
Yeah, you could feel this one building from a mile away here. And there was a conversation going on, James Ray with an official, and I could kind of read what he was saying a little bit, because he, of course, got blown up into the corner boards a couple of moments ago. Essentially just saying, you could have stopped this. But Mitch Jones, he got his shots in as he had a defender going right at him. I believe it was Tyler Armstrong and Mitch Jones who were mixing it up on the ground. But if this is...
We still got 10:47 here to go, Tino, and it looked like the Muskies had kind of flipped the switch a little bit. We saw Swamp getting into Ray, then Jonathan started to swing, and then before you knew it, Tyler Armstrong and Mitch Jones were tangled. And all heck almost busted loose there. But still over a half a period to go in this one. And we could potentially be looking at a rematch in this semifinal Friday.
Oh, and look out between the benches here as well. It's Jason Jones getting right there. Del Bianco trying to play peacemaker here, standing between the two benches.
So I do have it confirmed, Tino. It will be, if Ladner goes on to win this game, Ladner, Allegheny, Edmonton, Snake Island. Roughing on Jones. Roughing and 5. So 2 and 5 for Armstrong, 2 for Jones, and this looks like it'll be a 5-minute Ladner power play.
So excuse me, it was Zach Hops rather than Tyler Armstrong from the Snake Island perspective. Oh, so maybe it was Tyler Armstrong.
No, yeah, it definitely was. I won't call you out, Tino.
I can't when somebody's sitting in
well,
the penalty
I did,
box.
but I didn't want it. You know what I mean? Oh. Well, there you go, Tino.
I mean...
Well, they got 5 up for 81. Now I think they're going to put 5 up for 76. And this looks like it'll be a long power play for Ladner. Hops gets 2.
George, you got the time or the length of this game so far?
So it looks like 5-on-4 for 5 minutes is what this all shakes out to be. Jones pushes in, pace. Can't get it on goal. Ray can't save it. Oh, they're going to say off a Muskie. Play on. 8 on the shot clock for Ray coming in. Bromley, Ray, flip, pace, crease, Yingling off the goaltender, reset the shot clock. Back in they come. James Ray down to the crease. Back it comes. Here's Tyler Pace. Ray, fake. Bromley, Ray, pace. Ray shoots. Thomas, another save. New 30. Pace. Another arm stop as they go to the well again on that far side top corner. It's just not there. Jason Jones had a shot picked off by Magnum, and now he's going to take a penalty. Accioni will drop it off here for Bushi. This is just a 3-goal game here, by the way. But the problem is the Muskies only have 1. Down to 4 on the shot clock for Rivera. Del Bianco, a save into the corner. Bushi the loose ball. The play will continue. Joe Hall will look to kill a little more time off here with this major penalty to Armstrong. And a Pioneer penalty to come. Bushi inside, and Del Bianco stretches out for that one.
And it's going to be Jason Jones going off.
I feel like we deserve tips for just enduring all these penalties here.
I think maybe we donate those to the goaltenders from this game, huh?
Holy cow. Maybe the refs could use a tip.
Yeah, 48 shots on goal for Ladner, which puts Keegan Thomas up to 44 saves. And 33 saves for Christian Delbianco on the 34 shots on goal. And by the time that Jones's penalty is done, Ladner should still have about a minute remaining on the power play.
So I got to believe that the 2-3 game will be the early game tomorrow. And myself and Ted Jenner will have that one. And what, you and Teddy got the late one? Is that right?
Sounds right. I mean, I'll be here regardless.
Well, if you don't want to do it, Tino, just let me know.
No. I want to do it. Remember when I was saying yesterday, I don't know what day it is. I don't know where I am.
Yeah. Well, you're in the thick of it right here at the President's Cup now.
In a 4-1 game.
8:46 remains. And we'll play some 4-on-4 for a couple of minutes now. Maybe. Bouchy. A rebound available, and Sam Clare wants to run. Corbett will fill the lane. It's a 2-on-1. In comes Clare, and Thomas the stick save. Hard hit on Hall from Hanare. You can hear that collision. Here's Doucette, and he's shot wide. And I'll just say this, Hanare better keep his head on a swivel after that hit on the Muskies captain.
Yeah, take a number, make a play.
And now he's into Bouchy with cross checks. Hall right back out. Joe Hall on a sub shot, and that one well off. Here's Bouchy around a screen, right on. Delbianco, and that now Bouchy into it here with Rittinger throwing punches. And now Rittinger goes for the single leg takedown. And they get separated by the officials.
And Bouchy's hot after. I mean, he's been getting a rough ride this entire game. You know, like even going back to the first period, I made mention of how he got a shot in the head early and, was getting a rough ride on some of his drives towards the crease. That's some frustration boiling over, but there has to be some looking forward to tomorrow as well. Like I don't think there's going to be anything egregious there. I don't think.
Okay, so I've been corrected. The 1-4 game, or the 4-1 game as they listed it. I don't know why they did that, but that'll be the 4:30 matchup. And the 2-3 will be at 7:30. And I would think that is for the benefit of the extra time of rest that whoever wins that 1-4 game will get leading into Championship Saturday. Jones can't find a hole, as it's a Ladner power play once again. We'll see how long this one lasts. Joe Hall in on Irving. Delivers a shoulder to him. Hall on the power cradle. Has a look to the officials. Are you going to call anything? No. Hall driving. And goes down. No arm goes up. And now Irving tripped up on the turf.
Seen the turf monster come to play a couple times.
Yeah, I think that might have been the advertising monster there, though, Tino. It switches from turf to the plastic covering.
Cousin of the turf monster.
Distant. Tyler Pace to Mitch Jones. Skip feed to Ray. Backdoor here for Bromley. He tried to go inside for Jason Jones. And now Bomberry after Tyler Pace. And that's a mismatch if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, look out here. Someone's got to get Pace out of there. Oh, boy.
Things getting out of hand at the Leisure Center. Almost a full-scale line brawl, and it might be time to start resting some bodies up front here for the Pioneers. These two teams will meet again tomorrow in the semifinal. Oh, my goodness. I don't think we're done yet, Tino. Still 6.5 to go, and this one could just pop right off. I think Bomberry will be done. Probably Casey Swamp. Maybe Jason Jones. And now some discussion between the two benches.
And right, I mean, a center floor here as well.
Keith and Hall having a discussion. And everybody running a little hot here on a Thursday night. And watch out here for Keith and Hall, who are nose to nose right now. Georgie Parra right in on that conversation if he can read lips. Jason Jones done, Swamp done, Bomberry I think done as well. But we are not done here in this final round robin game that still has 6.5 to go. And the conversation between Keith and Hall, the two captains, continues. Get a microphone. Clarter, get down there and... cue that up. That'll get you a few views on the reels right there.
At Ty Klarner, right? Give him the follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Here come the penalty calls. We'll see if we can get these for you.
5 minutes for slashing and 10 minutes conduct. And to the Pioneers, number 22, Jason Jones. 5 minutes for slashing and 10 minutes conduct. Jones, 5 for slashing and 10 minutes conduct. Swamp, 5 for slashing and 10 minutes conduct.
That's it, I guess. Swamp and Jones both get 5 and 10, night over. And I think Bomberry's still in this game, who was the guy that kind of sparked it all with Tyler Pace. Lit the fuse, if you will, Tino.
And a little break here, probably not the worst thing in the world to try to settle some things down a little bit, but the refs got their hands full, and I mean, you mentioned it. This.
Hang on. So Pace and Bomberry both pick up penalties as well. I didn't quite hear the time on those, but just having a look over, and I think they're both still on the bench. Hard to keep track at this junction.
I don't see Tyler Pace. And I don't see anybody in the Ladner penalty box right now.
Well, we're back underway. Here we go. 4-on-3 down low with a man high. And they'll keep the offense out here for the Pioneers in this 3-goal game. Now that's, I mean, don't get all that lost in the shuffle here. Is that Ladner's still trying to claim that first place? And maybe they don't want it at this point. I don't know. Because if it stays the way it is now, it's a rematch tomorrow between these two teams. But like I said earlier, no matter who you face in the semifinal, you're going to have to beat two good teams to win the President's Cup here. So, pick your poison, whether you do it in the semi or do it in the final. You're going to have to win two tough games. And that's after playing 6 of them in 5 days.
And Chris Boucher finally now out of the penalty box after that long delay.
Let's just hope that everybody is available at this point tomorrow. Adamson out for an offensive shift. It's 5-on-5 for the moment. Yingling on the hook wide. And Thomas fishing for a ball as Keith comes in and delivers a shot to Magnum. And now a jab to the face of Woods, and play on, says the official. Now Irving into it with Hall.
And he's going to get a penalty, I think.
And now Doucette into it with Rice. And we're not done yet here. Boucher, a riser, scores! It's a 2-goal game with 4:43 to play. And Irving is going to the penalty box.
Yeah, for multiple reasons, this one is far from over, right? And still a lot of time left. And I kind of made the joke earlier in the second period that the next goal felt like a big one, but it kind of carries through to now as well. It's now just a 2-goal game. 2 hot goaltenders, certainly, but both these teams look like they're kind of lost in the shuffle of all the chaos that's been going on. And if one team can kind of dial in the focus, like Snake Island has a real opportunity to try to take advantage of something here if they can stay out of the box.
If they beat Ladner, Snake Island I'm talking about, they'll tie them with 8 points and have the head-to-head matchup. They will suddenly finish 3rd, and Ladner, I believe, will be 4th, and it will be Allegheny versus Ladner in the semifinal. Stay with me. 4:25 to play. Power play for Snake Island. And down 2. Here's Hanare through the middle. And Rivera is out of gas, and I think he might have just tweaked a hammy.
Uh-oh. That's a big loss for the Muskies.
Either that or he's just cramping up. Hopefully it's the latter. Jones back on. Just the one Jones left in this game as Armstrong kicks the shoe away from Ray. Boucher trying to bring in a breakaway feed. He's got Rice coming to the goal. And Del Bianco there to bail out his Pioneers.
Remember that save.
A flashy one from the Phenom. 50 seconds to go in the penalty time to Irving. Cody Adamson with 12 on the shot clock. Top side. Swamp on the hands. Jones a bad angle shot. And an interference call on Keith. Here goes Magnum. Breaking in. Luke Magnum! 1-goal game.
And I don't even know if he really wanted to take this to the goal at the beginning. You can see him kind of slow up here and let the Ladner defenders get a little bit closer to him. But the unsuspecting shooter goes far side, high on Del Bianco.
The Muskies with life. Down 1 and just over 3 to play. That a power play goal from the Manitoba man. Luke Magnum. Rivera back out on defense. Jones. And slowed up as he went into the crease of Thomas.
That would have blown the roof off this place.
Yeah, would have set the dynamite charge right there. Now Jones knocked down. Gets the pass off. Here's a shot. Big rebound. Keith scores! The captain makes it 5-3.
And his first goal of the tournament, if I'm not mistaken. This is a big effort for Mitch Jones as well. As you see the reaction from Ryan Keith there, he kind of looks to the heavens and says, finally. And what a time to get your first. But Jones stumbling and able to maintain possession of the ball and throw it over to the far side. A shot and a rebound opens up a lane for Keith, who cleans up the garbage. And again, just a huge, huge goal for the Pioneers, who look to lock in first place.
An absolute battle here tonight from the Leisure Center. I never like to use the word war when it comes to lacrosse, Tino, or any sport for that matter. But this is about as close as it gets. An absolute grudge match between these two teams that will most likely meet in less than 24 hours from now. Kozak just missed. 54-40 are shots. 5-3 Pioneers. Down the stretch we come with 1:46 to go. And the Snake Island Muskies will call timeout.
And get the ice packs ready.
Bushi and Hanare are done for the evening.
That's a big loss for Snake Island. Bushi's got 2 of the 3 goals. You know, came back into this game after sitting in the penalty box for quite some time, scored almost immediately as he rejoined. And now, you know, they don't have Von Harris in this game, another righty for this team. So they lose one of their top scorers in a 2-goal game here late. But some more game management from the officials, just try to keep control. Is this what you expected when you showed up back to the arena for this game?
No, I thought, we might see a game a little bit, go through the motions. And back underway we go. Joe Hall off the post. Claire a loose ball in the crease. A low feed for Corbett. He can't handle it. Trying to run underneath it now. Harassed all the way by Hops as Thomas out of the goal. I don't think Corbett realized it. Is there too many men on the floor? No. We're good there. And the Pioneers will try and kill some time. Irving, Doucette up front. Hops and Doucette exchange slashes. And now I think the Pioneers are saying they deserve a reset. It's going to be Ladner ball. And they don't even realize it yet. And I'm not sure what that was about.
It feels like there's an enthusiastic whistle going on every other minute here, and I don't know which direction to look in because there's just, again, chaos everywhere on the floor.
Well, welcome to the President's Cup. Here goes Del Bianco to the goal on a delayed call here on the Muskies now. Oh, there's a low bridge on Irving. And that will certainly be a penalty as well, as he got right into the hip.
Did you hear the whistle?
Well, who's blowing it? Muskies still down off that hit from Irving. All this coming with 43 seconds. Did I mention we're not done yet, Tino? At the 6.5 minute mark, about a half an hour ago.
And we talked earlier that animated conversation that was going on between Ryan Keith and Joe Hall at center. Joe Hall was just pacing back and forth on the bench, just shouting at anybody who walked in front of his team's bench.
Listen, I got no dog in this fight right here, but let's just get through this here, boys. We got more lacrosse to play tomorrow. Besides the fact I've been here for 13 hours today.
Didn't you leave at one point?
I went to the gym.
Oh.
So, no, I was right here at the Leisure Center.
We should have got a sleeping bag company to sponsor the broadcast. And I think, wasn't Armstrong?
So Armstrong gets 2, Irving gets 5. It'll be Muskie's ball here out of the break. What were you saying?
And wasn't Armstrong the one who went down? Didn't he get the low cross check there from Irving?
Yeah, he was the one originally getting the penalty, and Irving tried to even things up, but he gets some extra time. I don't know why they got 3 minutes up on the board here. Del Bianco now out of the game.
Not the worst decision.
What a performance from Christian Del Bianco here tonight. His night is over. Matty Hills will be thrown into the fire here for the Pioneers. Back underway we go. Hall just missing on his patented short side bouncer. Out of play, Ladner ball. Shot clock off now, and a chance to run it out. Keep your feet moving, Keegan Rittinger. And it looks like that will do it here tonight. Or will it? Yes, I believe it will. As the clock ticks down in this one. And it's a 5-3 Ladner win as they finish first place in the round robin with a 5-1 record. And please, are we going to shake hands here tonight? I know it's the game's over here, but just be ready. Referees will have a close eye on this lineup. And that is about as manly of a game of lacrosse as you're going to find right there.
And about as tense of a handshake as we've seen all week.
Holy cow. President's Cup lacrosse. Something else. And both these teams been through the rigors. They know exactly what winning a President's Cup takes. A tough game for the officials to call, to be sure. But it's the Pioneers, after losing their opening game to the Miners of Edmonton, winning 5 straight the rest of the way, and finish atop the table, the 1 seed. Yeah, and well deserved here for Keegan Thomas.
I think they just said.
Yeah, they announced Kobe Johnson. It is not. It is Keegan Thomas, who is your Snake Island Muskie MVP. And a heck of a performance, stopping 50 of 55 shots sent his way. the goaltenders get the spotlight here tonight in this one. Del Bianco, your MVP for Ladner, as he stopped 38 of 41 sent his way. And these two teams will meet again tomorrow at 4:30, right back here at the Leisure Center. But this time it'll be in the semifinal, as it'll be Allegheny and Edmonton in the other at 7:30, right here on BC Sports TV. That will wrap up Day 5. That will wrap up the round robin. And we'll talk to you tomorrow here from the Leisure Center for semifinal Friday. For Georgie Parra, cameraman extraordinaire, for Santino Farah, I've been Jake Elliott. And for the fastest game on 2 feet, for the creator, we'll talk to you tomorrow here from the President's Cup on BC Sports TV.